Silly.
Who are you?
My name's Natalie and I'm from 13 Rhythms.
Okay, fantastic. I've been hearing you talk about a volunteering project in Zimbabwe. Can you tell us a bit more about that, please?
Absolutely. So this is my social enterprise and it's called RE13 and it's based on the principles of recycle, refresh and renew. And it's all about supporting the micro and small businesses of communities in Zimbabwe.
Fantastic. How did this come about?
In 2015, I literally changed my life. I did a volunteering placement of 6 months in a community called Rusape in Zimbabwe, and I was working with a group of Zimbabwean and UK volunteers, but that was all about sexual and reproductive health. So we did a lot of outreach, raising awareness, working in schools around sexual health, relationship management and that sort of thing. But as someone who is an entrepreneur and kind of has this enterprise skills interest, I was always looking and seeing how things were in terms of business and small businesses, and the idea to be able to support organisations that are delivering this work kind of came about from my experiences there.
Okay. How do you see this project benefiting people? Who will it benefit and how will it benefit them?
Big picture, you have lots of communities, particularly in Zimbabwe, that's the experience I know of, where you have communities where the women aren't economically not independent, but they don't have the means to make money of their own. That then has a knock-on effect in terms of things like child planning, being able to do child spacing. So rather than having a child every 9 months, you have the ability to say, no, actually I'm going to take a little bit of control of that. Things like sexual health, even up to things like in asking your partner to wear a condom becomes a thing, because if you're completely reliant on him for school fees, for your children's school clothes, it then becomes an issue. So it will benefit women and girls particularly, who will really need to have some kind of an economic outlet and a way for them to make their own money. It also will focus on the principles of lifelong learning, infrastructure development, and that's kind of big picture UN Sustainable Development Goals stuff. But in terms of on the ground, it's really about giving people a means to generate an income for themselves.
Fantastic, and well done with the distraction of the helicopter.
Nothing.
Okay, so a little bit more about the project. People who want to be involved in this, the volunteers, will they receive any training beforehand?
Definitely. So one of the key things for me is that the volunteers will go with, or the volunteers that will recruit will have a bit of social, political and economic understanding and awareness. So to kind of look at all of the issues, to break down some of the propaganda, to talk about the realities of volunteering, the highs and the lows. We will do what we call pre-placement training, and then when we come back from the placement we'll also do post-placement training, and that's really to think about how can this experience benefit you going forward. How do you write about it in terms of your CV or a personal statement? How would you include this on your LinkedIn profile? So really some people might use this to get out of one sector and into a completely new one. So that's my whole thing in terms of bringing my employability expertise to the fore. So with volunteering and your question about who it benefits, one thing is that of course it benefits the communities that we work with, but you must enter into a volunteering placement knowing how it's going to benefit you as well. You absolutely have to be thinking, what's in it for me? How will I benefit? How will I use this experience? And what doors might it potentially open for you? So it's not just about I'm helping others. You must think about what you're going to gain from it as well.
Fantastic. Question about you in all of this. Why are you doing this? What's your why?
Oh, it's my favourite question. Right. My whys are, I'm a Pan-Africanist at heart. So the concept of connecting with the continent, of being able to give my service to the continent is very important to me, and I'm finding now my ways of doing that. In terms of the resources that are available in Zimbabwe, people and human resources are massive. The whole thing around volunteering and giving time is huge, but sometimes what's lacking is the resources. And so being this side of the world, sometimes we can help with giving and sending to the other side of the world. I am not going in to be, look at me, I'm from England, aren't I amazing? The whole point is working in partnership with organisations that are there. That's a massively important thing for me as well. And because enterprise entrepreneurship, creative skill, like my skirt, have you even seen my skirt? Oh my gosh, it's a whole thing. So in terms of inspiration, where the project came from, this is an old pair of jeans. Bam! Did you get the split?
Yeah, we got the split.
So this is kind of the inspiration as well. So it's this concept of you have something that's old or unused or doesn't serve one purpose, and you can really repurpose it into something else. So that thinking around let's not waste things and how can we kind of bring new things to life is a whole thing for me. So yeah, those are my whys.
Fantastic. 2 more quick questions.
Okay.
Is there a deadline for people to register their interest?
If we can hear from you by the 31st of July, that would be fantastic. There is a fundraising target that everybody needs to meet of £1,500. So I say that now and openly. When I went away, I had to do the same thing. So I know what that experience feels like. I know what it's like to have to ask people. This is all part of my visibility challenge. Hashtag 13 rhythms. So I know that it can be a bit of a sick feeling, but having gone through that and experienced that, I can support people in that.
Okay.
And then our first placement is going to go out in November this year, so it is quite tight, but it's definitely doable. And again, my whole experience was around 3 months as well. Okay. And let me just add, if I can, that once you've raised your fundraising total, then there's nothing else for you to spend or pay. You can go on the plane with no money if you wish, because everything is then covered after that. And we do a 1-month placement, 1st of November to 1st of December. Fantastic.
And if people want to get more information about this, how and where can they get that?
So 13rhythms.com / that's a / projects. Rhythms I'm going to spell, not because I don't think you can spell, but just because it's one of those words, is 13, the digits, RHYTHMS.com / projects. So you'll see the whole website, and then I'd really spot that for you, Maurice, let me be honest. So there's a page on there that has all the information, and then the expression of interest form is there as well. So you can complete that. Once we've got that, then I'll get back in touch with you. And I'm also going to be running a webinar next week. I'll share the details on my social media, which is all hashtag or at 13 rhythms. And then that will give you more information and kind of go into everything in a bit more detail.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you.
And who are you?
My name is Natalie, and I am from 13 Rhythms.
Thank you.